March 12th, 2023. I decided I wanted to make my way through Paldea once again, but I wanted to up the stakes a bit. How, you may ask? Was a team full of shinies. Pixelate, that sounds fun, I hear you say. Well, it might have been if I hadn't decided to limit myself to Pokemon that only have the colour pink in their shiny form. Oh, the fun doesn't stop there. I am doing this full odds, meaning that I have a 1 in 4,096 chance to find a shiny. I will build a team of pink shiny Pokemon to help me achieve the goal of becoming champion and saving Paldea from... what am I saving Paldea from? Heroism aside, whilst on my adventure I will be following some of the traditional challenge rules. This video took me 4 long months to create. Let's see if all my efforts were worth it. We start off our adventure by calling ourselves Shiny, grabbing our bag and hat, picking our starter who we named Subscribe, and a smart person would have picked Fuecoco so that we can egg hunt for a shiny pink croc. But I'm not that person. So I picked the grassy puss and begin our first hunt before we can even enter the school area. And let me tell you this, doing a full odds hunt without the use of Miraidon and having to run around is painful. But after 9 hours of running around, we eventually find this. Look, right there, finally! I've waited so long for this. You have no idea, it's been like 4 days. Yes, let's go, Shiny Lechonk. Let's go! It seems a bit wrong to do this, but I'm naming it Bacon. Look at him, he is such a good boy. And there we have it, Bacon has joined us on the team as our first shiny of the run. The next thing to do is to take on Nemona and enroll in school. Nemona starts fittingly with her starter, who hits us with a couple of water guns as we counter back with a couple of echoed voices. The cool thing about echoed voice is that the more times we use it in a row, the stronger it gets. Quaxley then growls Bacon, lowering our attack, but it doesn't make a difference as we are using exclusively special attacks in this battle. And a third echo voice takes down the little duck. Pawmi comes out last and terastallizes, which now boosts its electric type moves, and it goes for a thunder shock. But because Bacon is a tank, he survives on 9 HP and decimates Pawmi with a single echoed voice, winning us the first battle with Nemona. With Nemona out the way, we head into Mesagoza. I won't bore you with the minor details, but we did meet up with Penny, dealt with Team Star for the first time with many, was given a magic dinosaur bike, and we head on our way. I do think that Bacon is getting a bit lonely, so before we take on the first gym, let's deal with that. Wait, is that it? Oh my god. It's not pink at the minute. But it will be! It's shiny, yes! Aragog the shiny tarantula, let's go! So there we go. Bacon now isn't lonely anymore. But you think I'm done shiny hunting there? Oh, you'd be mistaken. Oh my god, you literally could not write this. I was just running around like training up Aragog. Yes! Oh my god, this is going to be pink as well. It's 1 in the morning and we got a shiny Hoppip, let's go. Bloof the shiny Hoppip. Whilst training up for the first gym, we take on some trainers and wild Pokemon. And this kills 3 birds with 1 stone. 1, it levels up the team. 2, Aragog evolves at the level cap into Spidops. And 3, by beating the trainers in the area, we are rewarded with the TM for Aerial Ace. Katie is the first gym leader and specializes in bug type Pokemon. But luckily for us, we've just picked up a TM for a super effective move, which 2 out of 3 Pokemon on our squad can learn. Nimble is up first and we send out Aragog, who terastallizes on the first turn to assert dominance as king of the bugs. But due to our awful speed, we do get hit by a struggle bug for 4 HP of damage, which is laughable as we counter back with an Aerial Ace, taking Nimble out in 1 hit. Katie sends out her non-shiny Tarantula next, who also gets bodied by an Aerial Ace with critical hit damage for good measure. Teddiursa is Katie's ace and she terastallizes into a bug type, which is only going to hinder her, as we have a super effective move. But due to us being slower, I decided to go for Silk Trap. If the opposing Pokemon makes physical damage, will not only protect us, but lower the opponent's speed as well. We then outspeed her on the next turn as we hit Teddiursa with an Aerial Ace, leaving her with above half of her HP. We then manage to get her off another Aerial Ace whilst tanking 2 Fury Cutters, which gets us down to 10 HP before we finish off Teddiursa with an Aerial Ace, securing us the first gym badge. With the first badge in hand, we head back to Mesagoza to pick up some much needed items to boost the strength of our team as much as we can. We pick up the Silver Powder to boost bug type moves, the Muscle Band to boost physical attacks, and the Silk Scarf to boost the power of normal type moves. With these in our arsenal, it is time to take on the grass type expert, Brassius. Petalil is out first and we send out Aragog. Petalil outspeeds and goes for a sleep powder, but now that's activated my ability Insomnia, preventing my monster from falling for my opponent's devilish plans. Sorry, I went all Yu-Gi-Oh on you for a second there. Anyway, a single bug bite from Aragog takes the little flower down in one hit. Smolin faces the same fate and goes down to another bug bite. Now, the real challenge comes out. Truly Wudo. Truly Wudo terastallizes, and to show we're no pushover, we do the same. The definitely real tree throws rocks at Aragog, taking him down to 29 HP. But I use my big brain and go for the weaker bug type move, Pounce, which not only damages Truly Wudo, but also lowers its speed, meaning on the next turn we can outspeed and, to my surprise, take Brassius' ace out with a terror boosted, silver powder boosted bug bite, winning us badge number 2. Floof and Bacon were so happy with Aragog's win that they decided to evolve to celebrate at the end of the battle. So now we have a nice and powerful Oinkologne and Skiploom. Okay, so this big crab is trying to eat my shiny pig. I did not spend 9 hours running around for you to come along and eat all of my hard work. Luckily, Bacon knows the move Dig, which is super effective and... oh. Thanks, Arvin. With the Big Bird Titan, the first Team Starbase, and my rival content creator Iono coming up next, I decided that power in numbers is the way to go. So, I get to hunting. Are you serious? We already have one. That's definitely orange, right? Great. Shiny Nackley. That's 2 shinies on one night. But neither are the one I'm after. Wait. Oh my god. That's it. That's a shiny pink sheep. Yes! Cotton Candy was so pumped to join the team that she instantly evolved. And just in time, as we have a big bird to deal with. To keep a long story short, Cotton Candy absolutely swept this big bird. We terastallize and then go for a Thunder Shock, and that is its first phase down. Then on the second phase, 2 more Terra Thunder Shocks and it is down. And that is the Sky Titan dealt with. So we beat Bombardier. Great! But the next Team Starbase is a Dark type. And although we do have Aragog on our team, Yakumo has a Pawnyard which has access to the move Aerial Ace. So we need to find a workaround for that. To do so, we retrace our steps, and I am so sorry for the audio in this next clip. It gets better from here, but enjoy this reaction. Oh my god, there it is! There it is! I found it! Let's go! Let's go! Wait. Oh wait, get.
Check it. Wait, get your camera out. Get your camera out. Save.
I'm trying to get off the bike. I've forgotten the buttons.
Mate, save the game.
I'm getting there.
You're giving me anxiety,
no,
bro.
Wrong button. Okay.
I hope this Pomo runs away. I hope it.
You are such a bad friend.
What are you gonna call it?
Cheese.
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 If Cheese dies, I'm blocking you on everything.
Let's go. She's so happy. Look at her. She's so happy. So that is our newest member, Cheese. Can you see how excited she is? She's running with joy. But the running doesn't stop there, as we need Cheese to run faster than fast and quicker than quick to be able to achieve her final form. Yes, finally, Cheese is now evolving into her final form. After doing all the running up the... Excuse you? Excuse you? Look at her, the big Cheese. After all that running up those stairs, it was finally worth it. But there's one more thing we need to do. We need to give Cheese the Adamant Mint, which now means that she has an Adamant nature, 56 attack. Perfect. And it has Volt Absorb? Oh my god, yes. Yakumo uses only Dark type Pokemon, and unfortunately for him, we've just picked up a Fighting type. Pawnyard comes out first and we send out Cheese and Terastallize. The reason we Terastallize is to get rid of our Fighting type, as Pawnyard has to move Aerial Ace, and it would do more damage if we were partly weak to it. Once Terastallized, we go for a Bulk Up, which raises both attack and defense, as Pawnyard hits Cheese with an Aerial Ace like I predicted, but it only done a measly 6 HP of damage. Oh, also, because I'm extra as hell, I attach the leftovers so that we gain HP back at the end of every turn. We Bulk Up once again, and Pawnyard hits Cheese with a soft Fury Cutter. And screw it, why not? Another Bulk Up to ensure that Cheese is the bulkiest of dairy products. Pawnyard goes for another Fury Cutter, doing a little bit more damage than last time due to its effect, which is similar to Bacon's Echoed Voice, which gains strength each time it's used in a row. This means playtime is over. I go for a Dig, which is still super effective, but also allows Cheese a turn underground, which will give her an extra turn of leftover recovery. The next turn, Pawnyard gets desolated by a 3 times Bulk Up boosted Dig. Now it's time for the big boss, the second Starmobile. As soon as it comes into battle, its Intimidate ability activates, which lowers Cheese's attack. Also outspeeds Cheese and hits her with a Snarl, lowering her HP to 32 before leftovers, as well as dropping her special attack. Luckily, Cheese is a physical fighter and goes all out and hits the Starmobile down to just above red with a Brick Break. If we can survive another hit, we can win this. It all comes down to this. One crit would take us out, and all we need to do is tank a hit. And Reverum goes for Metal Sound? What is throwing? It lowers Cheese's special defense as we hit back with a Brick Break, taking the Starmobile down and winning us the fight. So I had originally planned to knock out 60 Flamingos in an outbreak, but after hours of hunting, resetting, and crying in a corner questioning why I do this to myself, this scout shows up. Wait, oh come on. Are you actually serious? Okay, there we go. And as lovely as she isn't pink. But if this video does get 100 likes, I will do a full odds green shiny only video. Let's see if we can get it. Wait, is that it? Oh my god, no way. That was so quick. It's under the level cap, which is brilliant. Electric flying type, it's got the Flying Terror. Now that's not ideal. I was hoping for the Electric Terror, but it has Volt Absorb. Flying Terror, Volt Absorb. I take it back. Perfect. She's a shade of pink, okay? Be nice to Gigavolt. She is marked after all. Wait, what? Iono, you are in for it now. Iono leads with her Wattrel, which isn't shiny, as we send in Bacon, who is shiny. Wattrel starts off with a soft spark, which Bacon counters back with a headbutt, taking Wattrel down to the red. And after tanking another spark, Bacon is able to down the electrifying bird with another headbutt. Bellybolt comes in next and we go for a dig to avoid getting hit by a spark, but as Bacon takes Bellybolt to just above half, it activates Electromorphosis, making its next electric move stronger, which is shown as Bacon gets hit down to 10 HP and it gets paralyzed. If Bacon wants to survive being put in the next Tesco meal deal sandwich, we better switch him out. But before Bacon tags out, he does something vital, and that's getting rid of Bellybolt's ability by giving it Lingering Aroma. Gigavolt then swoops in and absorbs a spark thanks to Volt Absorb, and this gives us the opportunity to whittle Bellybolt down with... Oh, that's pathetic. Why is Water Gun doing so much? Right, after taking a few more Water Guns, which leaves Gigavolt on 2 HP, he did manage to set up a Tailwind before needing to be switched out. Cheese tags in and tanks a couple of Water Guns as she bulks up. The next turn, Brick Break takes down Bellybolt and out comes Luxio. Because Luxio intimidates Cheese when it was sent out, we go for another bulk up to boost our attack and our defense. A spark does nothing, which means on the following turn I can tank another as Cheese bulks up even more. We then go for a dig to regain HP, but also to get super effective damage off on Luxio at the same time. Last in is the Terastallizing Miss Magius. She has a bright idea, and that is to leave a like on the video. Once Terastallized, Miss Magius goes for Confuse Ray, which means if Cheese hits herself in confusion, then it's lights out. And she breaks through confusion and asserts her dominance with a Brick Break, taking Miss Magius down in one fell swoop, winning us badge number 3. With Iono dealt with, the next person standing in our way is Mela and her fire types. And looking at our team, yeah, this ain't gonna cut it. So you know what needs to happen next. Wait, oh my god, I think that's it. I think that is it. Hey buddy, hey buddy. Be mine, welcome to the team. Mela doesn't stand a chance now. Bacon is out first and out comes Torkoal for Mela. Torkoal's ability Drought sets up the sun, which means fire type moves are increased whilst decreasing the effectiveness of water type moves. We can't be having that, so Bacon does a little dancey dance and makes it rain, whilst also being able to tank a flame wheel really well. Bacon then goes for a dig and a few headbutts, taking Torkoal down to the red before the rain stops, but we set that right back up to cause a massive inconvenience for Mela's fire types. One more headbutt takes down the turtle before Reverum comes out, so it's time for C-Mine to shine. C-Mine takes a Blazing Torque very well as we go for Minimize. C-Mine then Terastallizes and gets the opposite of what an umbrella is, and hits the big fire car with a couple of brines. The Starmobile counters back with a few Swifts. C-Mine gets the car weak and finishes it off with one big Terror boosted brine. And there we go, Mela defeated. Okay, so we're not actually doing too bad. We're doing a deathless run so far. Let's see if we can keep this streak going as we take on the big metal worm.
Subscribe to Pixel 8.
The first phase was a piece of cake as Cheese tanked a headbutt and retaliated with 2 Brick Breaks, which made Orthworm scurry away to find some, natural herbs. Arvin gets a whiff of what Orthworm unveils and decides he wants it all for himself. He joins us in phase 2 where Cheese bulks up turn 1 whilst Orthworm sets up a sandstorm and Toadstool supersonics. To cut the story short, we essentially bulk up, Brick Break a few times, and that's it. See you later, wormy boy. Ah, Kofu, I nearly forgot about you. Teaching a mere child to underage gamble. What's that about, lad? Hey, don't walk away from me. Fine, looks like Kofu is our next target, but first... Yeah, Cotton Candy has taken her final form and just in time as we'll be needing her for this gym. Right, me and you have beef. Or salmon, I guess. Let's fight! Gigavolt one-shots the Veluza. She then also one-hits the Wug Trio. She next hits the ugliest Pokemon I've ever seen down to the red with a Thunderbolt and then survives on 3 HP after getting smacked with a Crab Hammer, meaning Gigavolt can single-handedly, single-wingedly, take down Kofu. Don't fuck with me and my pink shinies. Well, that was a bit much. Do you guys want to see some more shinies? God damn it! Two in this one sandwich. Yeah, we got not 1 but 2 shiny Ghastly. Are you serious, game? I'm not resting until I find myself a shiny Drowsy. Oh my god, I wish I was joking. 10 seconds. This sandwich has been live for 10 seconds. Look at you. Okay, I mean, I do still have my sandwich on, so... Oh, you already know. Let's go. With Queenie the Slowpoke and Vibin the Drowsy added to the team, we'll need to get them up to level for the next big fight against Atticus. After a few rare candies, Vibin evolves into the creepiest Pokemon that has ever been created, and now it's time for Queenie. But I can't evolve her into Slowbro yet, as it's above the level cap, but what I can do requires a friend. By attaching a King's Rock to Queenie and sending her over to BP NUZLOCKE, we are able to get ourselves a shiny Slowking. But she's a girl, hence the name Queenie. With our new team itching to get at the Poison Team Star leader, we head through Lagtree Thicket to quench their thirst for violence. The first of Atticus' poison types to come out is Skuntank, so I send out our own poison type, Seamine. My plan here is to store Skuntank out with Sucker Punches by using the move Minimize, which each turn increases our evasiveness, and as Skuntank will only go for Sucker Punch until it runs out or it sees a super effective offense with another move, I think we'll be alright here. We max out our evasiveness on Seamine and then go for 2 layers of spikes, and Seamine manages to take down the skunk with a handful of brines, but not before it managed to land a Venoshock, leaving Seamine with 77 HP. Reveroom is sent out next and some of his HP gets chipped away at thanks to the spikes we set up earlier. We then get Reveroom down low after a couple of brines, but somehow it manages to hit through the evasiveness increases with a Bulldoze, leaving Seamine low and lowering its speed. But by the end of the turn, Reveroom is taken out with a final brine. Muck is next out and Seamine is low, so I switch into Queenie, who gets hit by a Sludge Wave on entry and also gets poisoned. But I had previously attached a Petra Berry, which has cured Queenie's illness. Queenie takes another Sludge Wave before going for a Calm Mind to increase her special attack and her special defense. We repeat this on the following turn, and now Queenie is left with 35 HP before it can take Muck down in one hit. Last in is the Navi Starmobile, who takes entry damage thanks to the spikes that we set up earlier, and it hits Queenie down to 2 HP with a Noxious Talk, but before we need to switch Queenie out, she leaves the Starmobile shaking in the yellow as she hits a side beam. Bacon feels confident that she can help and tags in, takes a couple of Noxious Toxins and gets a dig off before also needing to tap out. By hitting the Starmobile, we activate its ability, which lays down a layer of toxic spikes as well though. Luckily we have Gigavolt, who is a flying type and avoids the spikes. We swap in and take a spin out pretty well before hitting a Thunderbolt, leaving the Starmobile in the red. Gigavolt gets hit down to the yellow with a Noxious Talk before zapping Atticus' last Pokemon into the repair shop, winning us the battle. I have to say that was the battle that I think the team worked well together the most so far, but with Atticus dealt with, we should reward ourselves with some new recruits. I think that might be a shiny Deerling? Maybe? Oh, damn it. Dear bruh. I'm so funny, dear bruh. So yeah, technically this is a pink shiny, but when Dearbra evolves into Swordsbug, its shiny does not look pink at all. Therefore, I won't be using her. Let's continue with the hunt. Oh wait. Oh my god, yes. Shout out to Just Weavile. We're naming this one after you, mate. Oh wait. That's another one. Oh my god. Alright, with our new pink boy added to the team, it's time to face off against my biggest idol yet, Larry. I'll be honest, it was a very underwhelming fight. We bulked up a few times and then simply bricked everything. I'm not even joking. Kamala, one shot. The Dunsparce, one shot. Staraptor, one shot. Pawma is very clearly the big cheese. Okay, I don't mention Nimona much in this video because honestly she is a tedious trainer and doesn't provide much for content. But what she does do is allow Jack the Sneasel to evolve into the almighty Just Weavile. With 5 badges under our belt, we head into Montenerva, home of the ever-talented 6th gym leader Rhyme, user of ghost types, and as you can tell, Cheese is kinda tired from carrying the team through that last fight. We have the type advantage by using Weavile in this next gym, but I want to double up on that type advantage and hunt for a Pokemon that I've been wanting to hunt for a long time. Oh wait, oh there it is. Before we face off against Rhyme, we have a matter to attend to. Murkrow needs a cooler hat. Yeah, there we go. You're up in the mountains where it's hella cold, round where it's windy and full of snow. You're about to get bodied and I mean no hate, but you're never gonna forget the name Pixelate. I hate that. Why did I do that to myself? Ryan's battle works a little different, as unlike the rest of the gym leaders, but similar to Tate and Liza from the Hoenn games, Ryan fights in a doubles format. So she starts with Mimikyu and Bayonet, so we send in our new pairing of Jack and Midnight. We terrestrialize Midnight turn 1 so we can get the stat boost at the end of the turn for terrestrializing first, and Jack hits a priority Ice Shard to break Mimikyu's disguise. Mimikyu then hits right back with a slash on Jack, and Bayonet follows up with an Icy Wind, which is not only super effective on Midnight, but also gets a crit. Midnight ain't no pushover though, as she counters back with an acrobatics, taking Mimikyu down in one fell swoop. With Mimikyu down, Houndstone tags in, but my team isn't even nervous because that stat boost I mentioned earlier, well yeah, that's an Omni boost, and it's coming into play now. Those stat boosts come into play straight away as Jack one-shots Bayonet into the ground with a strong hitting assurance. Houndstone then hits Jack with a play rough, taking him down to the red, which he only survived because he had that defense boost. Midnight is tired of Jack getting slapped around and one-shots Houndstone with an acrobatics. Toxtricity is sent out last, but because our team is looking like it's at a disadvantage in type and in health, I double switch into Vibin and Cheese. Toxtricity terrestrializes and goes for a discharge, but Cheese doesn't care for its puny electricity, and Vibin tanks it well. Toxtricity then hits Vibin down to 1 HP with a Hex, but this now means that Vibin can put Rhyme's Ace to sleep with a Hypnosis, and we can get off a Dig and a Zen Headbutt on the following turn. Cheese then hits a Thunderfang, and to my surprise, Toxtricity wakes up, which isn't good for Vibin, but ends up flinching, meaning Vibin can get an attack off before switching out. We switch Vibin out into Seamine, who gets hit by a Hex to low HP, but Cheese finishes off the Rocking Lizard with a Thunderfang, and this wins us badge number 6. Okay, that was stressful for like no reason, but the fun in games isn't over yet as we have to take on Iron Threads, and my god is this going to be Oh, nice one, Cheese. Before we take on the ever beautiful, powerful 7th gym leader, there's a hunt I want to do, and my god was this tense. Okay, I need to save my game, because I'm so sure. Yes, look, I could have missed the shiny. I could have missed it. Yes, I knew it was shiny. I absolutely knew it. Alright, awesome. We actually caught the Rotom. There we go. Cheese and Mac. Shout out Super Potion. The shiny Rotom. With Cheese and Mac on the team, I realised that we have access to this amazing feature. The ability to change its form, which also changes its typing. I'm in a happy relationship. Tulip, battle me. Farigiraf comes out and we send out Cheese and Mac in its microwave oven form. We get off a Thunder Wave and Farigiraf stays paralysed for 2 turns in a row before hitting us with a Zen Headbutt. In that time we hit a couple of shockwaves and then Farigiraf gets paralysed yet again, meaning we can take it down with a shockwave. Tulip then sends in Rule 34, who we hit with a Thunder Wave before Rule 34 hits back with a Psychic, dropping my little microwave oven down to the red. But because I'm either overly confident or overly stupid, you can decide, I stay in and go for Hex. Hex increases in strength if its target is paralysed or statused, and it survives, but it gets parried. Cheese and Mac takes down Rule 34 with a final Hex. Espathra is out next and Cheese and Mac has done enough, so we swap into Midnight, who tanks a Shadow Ball before hitting our weird bird down to the red with a Sucker Punch. We tank another Shadow Ball and finish the bird off with one last Sucker Punch. Last in is Florigist and we both terrestrialize. We lose our Fairy type weakness by doing so and also boost our Flying type moves. But before Midnight can get a hit in, Florges unleashes a powerful Moonblast, which Midnight only just survives in the red before hitting an Acrobatics which leaves Florges on a quarter. Florges will outspeed next turn. But we have a Dark type priority move, which Midnight hits hard with, beating the massive Flower Fairy and winning us our penultimate gym badge. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet introduced some awesome regional variants, and Toedscruel is one of them. A grass ground type? Yes please. Better yet, when it evolves into Toedscruel, its shiny is pink. So after making a ground encounter sandwich and flying around for a bit, the colourless little fella pops up.
Oh yes! Hey, we got it. Don't. You can't escape. You can't escape, my little grey friend.
On reflection, having a new shiny on the team that is 4 times weak to the next gym probably isn't going to bode well for me. Oh well, let's see how this goes anyway. Grusha sends in Frostmoth as we send in Cheese and Mac. One big overheat sizzles the moth into the Shadow Realm, and next in is Cuddles the Frosty Bear. We swap into Queenie, who I've taught Flamethrower. She tanks an Aqua Jet and a critical hit Earthquake before taking Beartic down to half HP with a Flamethrower. The following turn, because Queenie loves me, she avoids an incoming Earthquake and singes the Beartic's fur with a Flamethrower, taking it down. So Titan is next on the field and starts off with an Ice Spinner, which done surprisingly little damage, but our Flamethrower does only a quarter to the Snowy Titan. And whilst writing the script, I realised it's because it has Thick Fat, which reduces the damage from Fire type moves. Queenie takes another Ice Spinner before setting up a Calm Mind and healing her health with the leftovers. So Titan hits with a critical hit Ice Spinner, taking Queenie down to the red. But before she taps out, we hit a Flamethrower, taking Sir Titan into the yellow. Cheese and Mac comes in and takes an Ice Spinner pretty well, but we counter back by terastallizing on the next turn and hitting Sir Titan into the ground with a Shockwave. Grusha's ace Altaria as outlast and terastallizes into an Ice type. We hit a Shockwave, leaving Altaria with above half, and she retaliates with a Dragon Pulse, taking Cheese and Mac down to 54 HP. This is it. Down to the wire. An overheat should surely take it out from here, and it misses? No! Altaria takes this opportunity to go for an Ice Beam, which Cheese and Mac survives, but only just. I can't tell if this was my faith in Cheese and Mac or desperation, but I click overheat and pray. We hit! Altaria goes down and we win the final gym badge. This has been crazy. 8 gyms, 4 Titans, 3 Team Star bases, and we've done it all deathless. I am so proud of my powerful pink shinies and what they've achieved, and there isn't much left, so let's see how we do. Tatsugiri and Dondozo are the last Titans we need to face, and the first phase was easy enough, with Stinky taking it down with a few Terra Giga Drains, and that leads us on to phase 2. Phase 2 is much of the same. Stinky terastallized, and with Arvin and Greedent's help, we took the big fish down with no issues. Phase 3 is where Tatsugiri chimes in, and Stinky spores it to put it to sleep. We then switch into Jack, who hits the sleeping dragonfish with a few ice shards for decent damage before Tatsugiri wakes up a few turns later and hits a muddy water, knocking Jack into the red. We end up switching out Jack and calling in Queenie, who gets Tatsugiri low before Arvin finishes off the final Titan with a takedown. With the last Titan dealt with, the next task on our agenda is the fairy user of Team Star, Ortega. Azumarill is Ortega's lead and Cheese's mine. We decimate the watery bunny with a single wild charge, taking it out and bringing in Wigglytuff. Cheese took some recoil damage from Wild Charge and can't really hit Wigglytuff, so we switch into Sea-Mine, who gets charmed on entry. Sea-Mine sets up a couple of layers of toxic spikes whilst getting charmed and body slammed in the process, but Wigglytuff made direct contact with Sea-Mine, which resulted in it getting poisoned. The poison doesn't matter though, as Sea-Mine hits a critical hit poison jab, wishing to be praised. And of course, he deserves all the praise in the world. Yes you do. You're such a good little pufferfish, aren't you? Yes you is. Yes you is. With Wigglytuff down, Dashbun comes in and gets instantly poisoned. Can we take a second to appreciate how badass this theme is, by the way? Anyway, Stinky wants to join in on the fun and takes a crunch on entry, but it doesn't do too much luckily. We can then counter back with our newly learned Flash Cannon, which does a respectable amount of damage. Dashbun then counters back with a Play Rough and drops Stinky low. Stinky is feeling frail, so Sea-Mine swoops in and takes a Play Rough. Dashbun is now only in the red thanks to the poison, and this means we can set up a Minimize whilst Dashbun uses Baby Doll Eyes. Revroom is in last and goes for a Steel Roller, which misses. We go for another Minimize before getting hit down to the red with a Steel Roller, but now our evasiveness is up, so we shouldn't be hit easily. Poison jab after poison jabs hits as a Starmie misses its attacks until we was one brine away from winning, and a Magical Talk hits, ending Sea-Mine's streak and sending him to the boxes permanently. I'm heartbroken this happened. Sea-Mine had done so well. It had done nothing but seek our approval by dodging attacks, getting crits, but turns out in the end it was too much. Rest in peace, you sweet little fish. Now this is personal. Cheese and Mac, discharge! can't believe C-Mine came so far and worked so hard just for his journey to be cut short by an oversized car running on pixie dust. But it isn't over. We shall avenge our fallen comrade and fight for them. We shall beat the champion for you, C-Mine. Let's do this. Hey yo, there it is. There it is. I know this one's a female, but I'm going to be naming it Dando after my friend who used to upload Pokemon videos. He used to do loads of cool Heracross themed videos or just loads of Pokemon challenges, and I kind of wish he'd come back. So this one's in honor of you, Dando. Area is the last fight on our list before we can head to the Elite Four. She starts off by sending in Toxicrake and we send in Queenie. Now, similar to Atticus, Toxicrake has Sucker Punch and sees super effective damage by using it, but we can stall it out and set up Calm Minds. Then we'll have a running start to sweep Airy. After Queenie sets up max Calm Minds, Toxicrake hits a Brick Break doing pitiful damage, and Queenie one-shots with Psychic. Next in is Pasmizian. Next in is this weird monkey. Queenie tanks the C-Bomb to just under half before her leftovers, and a Psychic destroys the fierce monkey. Lucario is sent out next and goes for a Dark Pulse, but because Queenie loves us, she avoids it and sends Lucario flying. We're now above half HP, and Annihilate is next in, who hit hard with a Rage Fist, taking Queenie down to 13 HP, but a Psychic rids of that evil ape before the Starmobile comes in next. Queenie is low, so we switch into base form Rotom, which is a ghost type and can't be touched by fighting type moves. We get a few discharges off until it's low, and then Terastallize. Yeah, that means we're no longer a ghost type. Which also means Combat Talk can hit Cheese and Mac, and it does, but they hold on to 1 HP before blasting the big car with a Terra boosted discharge, winning us the fight and leaving this battle just deathless. Wow, what a roller coaster of a battle that was. But that is it. That's all the gyms, all the Titans, all the Team Starbase is done. Only thing left to do is... Are you serious? Well, this is the squad. This is the 6 Pokemon I'll be taking into the Elite Four. Cheese the Pawmot, Stinky the Toadscruel, Midnight the Honchcrow, Queenie the Slowking, Cheese and Mac the Rotom, and Dando the Heracross. Let's take on our biggest challenge yet. Rika is up first, and I don't know why, but this is one of my favourite character designs in this game. She looks so badass, but also super friendly and approachable. Rika starts by sending in Wishcash, and we send in Stinky. 1 Giga Drain takes down the Muddy Fish. Camerupt is in next, and we switch over to Queenie, who gets hit by a Yawn on entry. An Earth Power next does respectable damage, but Queenie isn't phased as it hits a crit surf before falling asleep at the end of the turn. Dugtrio is in next, and Cheese and Mac can handle it. Dugtrio sets up a Sandstorm and hits a Rock Slide, getting Cheese and Mac low before we miss a Blizzard. Great. Toadscruel comes in and gets hit by a Rock Slide and Earthquake down to 107 before missing a Giga Drain. Another Earthquake then leaves Stinky in the yellow before missing yet another Giga Drain. What? But finally, after the sand subsides, Dugtrio sets it back up and we hit a Giga Drain and take it out. Donphan then goes down to a Giga Drain and an Earth Power. Then Clodsire comes out last and we both Terastallize. Giga Drain doesn't do much as I had hoped, but luckily Clodsire goes for Liquidation. Clodsire wastes a turn going for Protect as the Sandstorm stops. One more Giga Drain takes a big blob down, winning us Elite Four battle number 1. Okay, I'm sorry, but whose child is this? Hello, whose child is this? Hello? Is this your child? Cheese and Mac is first to be sent out from my side, and Lost Child sends out Copperaja. A single overheat takes care of that giant elephant, but this also lowers my special attack, which can be seen when Poppy's next Pokemon, Bronzong, survives an overheat, but it can't survive a second. Magnezone comes in next, and Cheese and Mac hits a soft Shadow Ball, and Magnezone sets up Light Screen. We really need to switch here. We send in Dando, but on entry she takes a Tri-Attack which leaves her paralysed. Magnezone then hits a Flash Cannon which takes Dando down to a 3rd, and to add insult to injury, she gets fully powered. Maybe I thought there was no safe switch in, or I wasn't paying attention, but Magnezone hits Dando down to 0 HP. Cheese comes in and one-shots Magnezone with a Brick Break, which also destroys the Light Screen as well. Corviknight comes out to avenge Magnezone, but falls to a single double shock. Tinkatongue is out last, and we decided to both Terastallize. This works in my favour as I lose my Fairy type weakness, but still have a fighting offense. A Brick Break takes Tinkatongue down to the red, and Cheese tanks a Play Rough down to the yellow before he can take out Tinkatongue on the following turn with a Brick Break. Larry is clearly the hardest working person in the Pokemon franchise, and you cannot convince me otherwise. A gym leader and an Elite Four member? Fam, do you have a day off? Anyway, he's here to work, and work he shall. The battle starts with Tropius versus Cheese and Mac, and we get off a quad effective Blizzard, taking the Banana Dino down in one hit. Staraptor comes in and swoops down with a close combat, leaving our fridge in the red, but that's fine as a discharge clips Staraptor's wings, which results in Altaria coming out. I take the risk and we not only outspeed but manage to land a Blizzard, taking the big cloud down in one hit. Oricorio is an issue as it's a flying electric type and we really don't have anything to counter this. I send out Stinky, who avoids Icy Wind and lands a Spore, which now means we can swap out into Cheese. Cheese hits a double shock, taking the cheerleader bird down in one hit as well. And now, the scariest Pokemon ever, a Flamingo. Anyway, we Terrastallize, double shock him, and kill him. Moving on. My good sir, you're in the way. What? You want to fight? Oh, fine. We send out Jack to face off against his Noivern. We Terrastallize to give our Ice Shard a much needed boost and take it out in one hit. Haxorus is up and Jack goes for an Ice Spinner, which to my surprise also takes it out in one hit. Go on, lad. Dragalge is not more fortunate as a single Ice Spinner takes it down as well. Flapple gets bopped by a critical hit Ice Shard and last in his Baxcalibur. This thing is a beast, and although Jack is strong and manages to get Baxcalibur down to a third, a Glaive Rush sends Jack to an early grave. Jack was absolutely killing it, and this massive dragon had to go and ruin him. Stinky comes in to avenge Jack and finishes Hassle's last Pokemon off with a Dazzling Gleam. Okay, the Elite Four has been as difficult as I had anticipated. We have 5 Pokemon left worthy of taking on Geeta, and let's go get our much deserved champion title. Right, Geeta. Let's do this. It's Bird v Bird to start the battle off as Midnight faces off against Espathra, and a single critical hit Sucker Punch takes down the Lady Gaga wannabe. King Gambit enters the fight and Midnight leaves so Stinky can take a Stone Edge and hit back with an Earth Power, taking the King down to the yellow. King Gambit then hits a massive Kowtow Cleave, leaving Stinky on a mere 10 HP, but that's plenty of health remaining to take out the Samurai with one big Earth Power. Veluza comes in next and we're in no state to stay in, so Midnight tags in to tank an Aqua Jet and counter back with a Sucker Punch, barely not taking Veluza out. But due to Veluza surviving, this means she can hit back with an even harder Ice Fang, taking my Elegant Bird down. This really sucks. I knew Geeta was strong, but this still hurts. Cheese and Mac comes in and zaps Veluza into fish food, and this brings in Avalugg. We hit a big discharge taking Avalugg low, but a big body press leaves Cheese and Mac on 4 HP before we can take the Walking Iceberg out. Go-Go comes in next, and because I'm feeling risky, we stay in and manage to land a Blizzard, taking the goat down in one hit. But with Glamora in next, there is no way Cheese and Mac can do anything. So Queenie swaps in and takes a Sludge Wave and a Terra boosted Terra Blast before we Terrastallize and drench the Weird Flower with a Terra boosted Surf, taking it down in one hit. It is what I'd like to say, but Glamora survives on a Slither, and this means we either lose Queenie or swap out. So I choose the latter. Cheese comes in, dodges a Terra Blast and pulverizes Glamora with a Brick Break, taking her down and winning us the fight. This means we've earned the title of champion. Let's go. Now, just because we beat Geeta doesn't mean our troubles are over. Arvin, Nimona, Penny, Clive and Toro still stand in our way of beating this challenge. Arvin sends out the fattest squirrel I have ever seen and we send out Vibin. Naturally, I go for Hypnosis and put it to sleep, and hit a couple of Drain Punches before Greedent wakes up and hits a Body Slam. Vibin isn't phased and hits one more Drain Punch to take it out. Scovillain is out next and hits Vibin with a massive crunch, but he survives and puts it to sleep with Hypnosis. I contemplated for a while, but I couldn't see a switch that wouldn't hinder us or make sense, so I stay in and Vibin hits a crit Drain Punch, taking Scovillain to just above half. But it was inevitable. Scovillain wakes up and hits a crunch, taking Vibin down. The end game has been really rough for us. Bacon comes in and takes a couple of Fire Blasts before hitting a few Earth Powers, taking down the Fiery Plant. Garganacl is next and we swap into Queenie, who tanks a Body Press before hitting back with a big Surf. But that is not enough to take Garganacl down as it survives in the yellow and hits a couple of Stone Edges, taking Queenie down to the yellow as well. One more Surf and that's the big Rock Titan down. Toadscruel comes in next and I'm not sure if we'll outspeed, but I take the risk. Queenie moves first and hits a big Ice Beam, knocking down the Land Jellyfish in one hit. Cloyster is next in and we swap into Cheese and Mac as Cloyster sets up a light screen. Cheese and Mac laughs at its pathetic attempt to defend itself as a discharge fries the clam in one shot. In comes Arvin's recently rehabilitated dog and we both Terrastallize, and Cheese and Mac goes for a discharge, hits a crit and knocks Mabostive down to low HP. It counters back with a soft Fire Fang, but its attempt to cling on is futile, as one more discharge takes the puppy down for good. Okay, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. We need another team member. And I contemplated this for a while. I'm not sure if this is going to count or not, but given that this is my video and this is the last shiny encounter we're going to get for this whole entire video, I thought, screw it, this counts. Wait, is that it? Oh, hello. Hello, little bronze hammer. Hello. Yes, finally. Let's go. Nice. This is the endgame team. Hammer Time the Tinkerton, Queenie the Slowking, Stinky the Toadscruel, Cotton Candy the Ampharos, Cheese and Mac the Rotom, and Cheese the Pawmot. I believe in you guys. Take us home. Turns out Clavel was actually Clive this whole time. What? No way. What? But to keep it brief, we absolutely destroyed Clavel with Queenie. Penny isn't very difficult as usual, but the hardest bit is having to knock out a Sylveon. But if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. It's hammer time! I've actively avoided showing all of the Nemona battles up until this one because they're just the same, and oh, whoops! Whoopsie. With every gym defeated, every Titan taken down, every Team Starbase dismembered, and my friends by my side, there is nothing that can stand in our way from saving Paldea from. I still don't know what we're saving Paldea from. What is the point in this game? Anyway, let's fight Toro. Just a fun little fact. This is my first time playing through Pokemon Violet, and this was a really enjoyable battle. Toro really made this a challenge. He starts off with Iron Moth, and we send in Queenie, who tanks a discharge to above half. We strike back with a nice and powerful critical hit Surf, one-shotting the Robot Moth. Next in is Iron Jugulus, and Queenie eats a Dark Pulse before countering back with a big Ice Beam. Well, it's quitting time for Queenie as she switches into Hammer Time, who on entry eats a Dark Pulse. She counters back with a Fake Out though, flinching the Robot Dragon. But on the following turn, a Flamethrower burns Hammer Time and takes her low before taking out Iron Jugulus with a Play Rough. Iron Thorns enters the field, and Stinky is the perfect counter for the Robot T-Tar as it absorbs a Thunder Punch and decimates the Green Giant with an Earth Power. Iron Bundle takes the stage and Cheese chimes in to take a Freeze Dry and letting the Metal Delibird set up a Snowscape before obliterating it with a Double Shock. Iron Hands comes thundering in and Cheese goes for a Dig, which leaves the Metal Sumo with above half of its HP. But this is where Cheese calls it quits as it takes a Drain Punch, knocking her down. You are a vital part of this run, Cheese. You'll never be forgotten. Stinky comes in and avenges Cheese by taking a Drain Punch and sporing the Iron Sumo. I use Giga Drain to get some HP back before hitting an Earth Power, taking the Iron Hands down. Iron Valiant is all that remains. Come on guys, you've got this. Brick Break sends Stinky flying into the death box, and I call in Cheese and Mac, who also gets destroyed from full HP by a Brick Break. Cotton Candy is sent in next and actually tanks a Brick Break to above half before she gets off a Thunder Wave paralysing the Iron Valiant. I click Discharge. We land, taking the Iron Valiant down to below half, and now all Cotton Candy has to do is survive a hit. Iron Valiant misses a Spirit Break, and with every bit of electricity left in her body, Cotton Candy blasts the Iron Valiant down to 0 HP and winning us not only the fight but the challenge.